Okay, all of you are in the same boat in that you have finished your apprenticeship, you do have a log, and you are now in the position where you're trying to get your license. And maybe you took this apprenticeship 2 years ago, maybe you took it 2 weeks ago, but all of you guys are basically in the same boat. And so I thought I would just run through this on your next steps on how to get your license. If I have learned anything in the last 20 years of working with the New Mexico RLD, it's that they change their minds. They change their minds a lot. And so this is current as of June of 2024. This may change. And in fact, I was on the phone with RLD today with a gal named Emma, and she was basically saying just that it will change by the end of this year. And so this is where we're at the current moment. So what you need to do after you get done with your apprenticeship with us, you are going to apply for a license. You have an apprentice license right now. You need to apply for a permanent makeup license. The things that you need in order to do that is going to be your CPR, your bloodborne pathogens, and your first aid. That needs to be current. So if you took this, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you need to make sure to re-up those and make those current. And then you are going to need a current log. Not a current log, but a log from when you did yours, and it needs to be current in the fact that it needs to be no more than 5 years old. So if it is past 5 years, we will get to the what ifs over here, but you do need a log that is at least 5 years young. You also are going to need this information that when it asks for your establishment, if you do not currently have a body art establishment, you can still take your test. You are going to, in that area, you're going to put NA, and then after you pass your test, as of June of 2024, they are going to ask that you then apply for that establishment after you pass your test. And we're going to go to this website right here to make all this happen. So let's take a look here. So if we were just going to go through here, first off, if you still need to get your bloodborne pathogens, your CPR, or your first aid, this is what I recommend. And this is probably where you already had your certifications through if you did it with us. So you do need the one on here under courses. You'll need the one that's the CPR and first aid. So go ahead and take that one. Otherwise, you have to take those separately. That doesn't make any sense. So just go ahead and take this one that's all together. And then you're going to take the bloodborne pathogens here also. Have to make sure that those are current, and that way you can go ahead and apply for your permanent makeup license. So we're going to go here. We're going to just search for New Mexico Board of Body Art if you don't have the link. Hopefully you do have the link for me, but if you don't, this is always a way you can find this. And you're just going to go to the New Mexico Board of Body Art Licensing Practitioners. And we are going to go here to the licensing and registration. And then on this website, they have lots of big red letters, all sorts of stuff right here. And for whatever reason, the actual thing that you need is just this little guy right here that is just not big at all and just real small. So we're going to click on that. And then this is going to take you here. So if you did the apprenticeship with us before this year, 2024, then you did everything hard copy with paper. They have now since switched everything over to this digital system, so all applications and everything will be through here. If you already have another license, you should already have login information into this. If you don't already, then you're going to go to self-register, and you're going to walk through that whole process of getting yourself a username and password. So I do have a username and password, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. Hopefully I can remember it. All right, second time's the charm, so it got in. So here you can see all of my active licenses. Yours will probably just have that you are an apprentice, so you'll have an apprentice license that will be current, or if you also are an esthetician or a cosmetologist, that will show here. But what we need to do is we need to go apply for a new license. So we're going to go up here under applications, and we're going to say apply for a license. Apply for a license. And we are going to be looking under Board of Body Art Practitioners. And we don't need an apprentice, we don't need a sponsor. You will end up needing this body art establishment once you pass your test. In order to get your license, that will need to be completed. But at the current moment, we don't need that. So we're going to go to page 2 here, Permanent Cosmetic Practitioner. That's what we're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and select that. Okay, so as we go through this, we need every single one of these bubbles filled in order for them to say, okay, you did this all right. So we're going to go through each one of these things. Do you hold an active permanent cosmetic practitioner license? We're going to go through all of this. You are going to say no. And obviously this is that you don't hold it in another state, so we're going to say no to that unless you are coming with reciprocity, but most of you, that's not why you're here. So introduction, let's see, it's just telling us a little bit about what we're doing. I'm going to ask for basic information. It's going to ask that we answer a few of these questions here. So we are going to say that we did an apprenticeship. That's what you guys did. Certify that you have completed all of that. So that you have completed your CPR, basic life support, yes. Oh, have we applied for the national exam through Professional Credit Services, PCS? This right here is what is going to tell them that you need to take your test. So if you have not already done that, if you've not taken your test, then we say no. Or you may have taken the test and not been able to pass it yet. So no is what we're going to put in there. Let's see. So this is our active body art establishment. This is where we're going to put NA, not in that search area, but in this one here. All right, so this is where we're at for all of these. So we're going to say next. And then we have to take our jurisprudence exam. You may have already taken it before. You're going to have to take it again. So you're going to have to go ahead and pass this test again. Okay, so I refresh that. I passed, which is a good thing. I'm going to go to the next thing. All right, so this is where we are going to upload all of those items. So we're going to need our bloodborne pathogen certificate, our CPR, our first aid, our apprentice log. That's very important. This thing is like gold. And then under any other supporting documents, if you wanted to upload your certificate here, I always think that that's great for them to be able to see, yes, officially you did this and who you did it with. It's not mandatory, but that is a good way to go. Then from there, you're just going to press next, and you should be just about there. You're just going to need to fill out the rest of the information, your payment, and then you should get a confirmation. Once all of that happens, that means that they see that you have not taken your official test yet. You did apply for this license, and that means that you are able to go sit for your exam. So that's where you're at. After you finish that part, that whole application, that makes you eligible to then go take your test. So when you do when you do go and apply for your test, to register to actually take your test, your application, your permanent makeup application is good for 1 year. And this is a little different than what we had been told before. It's not that your apprentice license has to be good for a year. It's your permanent makeup application that needs to be in good standing in order to allow you to take your test. And that is a little bit of a change that they just currently made. So as of June 2024, you do get 3 chances to pass with a minimum of 75% during that 1 year period while your permanent makeup application is open and valid. Again, this may be changing. When you are registering for your test on the PCS website, you're going to put it under education. So they're going to ask for education, Body Art Professions, Santa Fe, New Mexico. That's actually who is approving you, because with a sponsorship, it doesn't go through a school. They don't have each of us sponsors listed. Body Art Professions, Santa Fe, New Mexico is what you're going to be putting when you are registering to take your test. So again, you get 1 year after you apply for your permanent makeup application. You need to apply for that permanent makeup application within 5 years of doing your apprenticeship. This is giving you guys all a lot of time, but as I talked to you guys about in the apprenticeship, you're not going to get any smarter about any of this if you wait. In fact, the board is actually changing some other things in here to try to get you guys in there as quick as possible so you don't wait so long. Really, as soon as you finish your apprenticeship, you should be applying for that permanent makeup application, and then taking that year to try to pass it with those three chances. Okay, so what if we get to a place where things didn't work out quite as streamlined? You now have waited a little bit of time, or some different things have happened. So let's look at the what ifs. What if you never applied for a permanent makeup license and you never took the test? If it has been under 5 years, then go apply now. Right now is when you need to do it. There will be no issues. You do need to make sure that you have your log, your bloodborne pathogens, your CPR, and your first aid. If you also have your certificate, that is even better. And those things are you're just going to follow exactly what I just showed you guys on how to apply. And that's going to get you set up to be able to go take your test. Next question. Your PMU license application expired. You just need to, again, reapply for that permanent makeup license, and you will be given approval, again, to take your test. So if your permanent makeup license application has been over a year, so say you took your test and then you let that permanent makeup application lapse, and you didn't pass the test yet, then you just need to go reapply, and then you get another year, you get another shot. Lastly, if you did, in that 1 year period after you applied for your permanent makeup license, say you did fail the test 3 times. As of right now, 6/24, they are asking then that the state is requiring them that you go and reapply for the apprenticeship and retake those hours in the apprenticeship. If that is the case, if you really did fail 3 times and you put in the effort and you really were there and you really were trying, then contact me and we'll figure out how to move forward so that you still do get credit for that time that you put in, and that we can get you set up to be able to retake that permanent makeup application. Okay, so I just want to roll through all of that with you guys. I hope that that really helps, going step by step, and you guys are able to make this happen. All right, let me know if you have any questions, and good luck with everything. Again, just the basics here are, if you took the apprenticeship and it has been less than 5 years, then go apply for your permanent makeup license. When you apply for your permanent makeup license, that gets you qualified to take your test. You're then going to get approval from the state board to register for your test. You get 1 year after that permanent makeup application has been submitted to pass your test with a 75 or higher as of June of 2024. All right, good luck, and I look forward to seeing where you guys end up.